Hello, fam. Welcome to our today's episode. It's been a long time since this face was seen on an episode. But in the meantime, we've been doing a very amazing project. We are having a weekly podcast and we're trying to demystify current events. And today, I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what we discuss on those episodes. It's called Search for Clarity, and I hope you'll be blessed. So our today's topic, we are going to look at what is God doing right now towards his church, and what should you and me be doing. Okay? What's my duty? What's our duty? Perhaps we could title this episode, Our Duty and God's Duty. Now, the framing of this episode, the centerpiece is from Revelation 11:19 to Revelation 15, around verse 5. I know it's when somebody hears of Revelation, they just switch off. But today I'm promising you that it's not going to be a very difficult episode. It's going to be a very easy episode. Okay, so I'll give you just a brief narrative of how this story flows. Now, in Revelation chapter 12, we are presented with an imagery of a woman. So a woman in Ephesians, we are told, husband, love your wife, just like Christ loved his church. So the husband is compared to Christ and the wife to the church. So this woman is a church. So in chapter 12, there's a woman who is about to deliver a baby. And then there is a dragon that enters into the scene. The dragon pursues the woman in order to devour the child that is about to be delivered. But shock on the dragon, the child is taken up to heaven. But that's not what our today's episode is. Our today's episode is to give you a narrative of there's a controversy between the dragon and the woman and remnants of the seed. So the dragon here, there are three wars that the dragon tries to fight. War number one, the dragon tries to fight a war in heaven. We are told that Michael and his angels fought with the dragon and his angels. But good enough, the dragon lost that first battle. The second battle, the dragon tries to pursue the woman. Like I've said, the woman is a church. So have that in mind. So when I say woman, just do a church. And then, so the dragon tries to pursue the woman. And fortunately enough, the dragon does not manage to kill the woman. And so the dragon loses again. So two losses. Now, sorry that the third loss, I just skipped it a bit. But when the woman was about to deliver the child was taken up to heaven. So the dragon lost. Another loss, third loss. Okay? And so in verse 17, the dragon is very wroth because he has lost so far 3 battles. And he goes on ahead to persecute the remnant of the seed of the woman. Okay? So these are the last day people, the Christians, the last day movement. Okay? Me and you. We're living in the last day. We can all see the wars and rumors of war. We can see pestilences. So we can as well say we're the last people. Okay? But now, before the dragon attacks the remnant of the seed, the dragon first needs allies because he has realized in all these 3 battles, he has used one strategy that has failed. And so he seeks allies for the last desperate struggle for my soul and for your soul. And so he raises 2 beasts. I'm not going to talk about those beasts, but if you look at our episodes, Search for Clarity podcast, you'll have a glimpse of what the beast mean. But for now, I will not mention about the beast. So, but just in a nutshell, the beasts political entities. Okay? So there's a political entity and there's one beast that has both religious and political aspect. So the dragon raises two beasts. And so when this coalition is ready, we are told in chapter 13, verse 16 to 17, that he goes on to persecute those who do not agree with this coalition. Okay? But now, that story leaves you in a gloom. Okay? So the dragon has been preparing all this while to be able to persecute the remnant of her seed, the Christians, me and you. Have you ever wondered maybe why there are no widespread persecution for Christians right now? Because the Bible has told us before the dragon attacks the remnant of the woman, it goes on to prepare a strong coalition of the sea beast and of the land beast. The sea beast and land beast, those are political entities. The sea beast has a religious aspect. But if you check our podcast, Search for Clarity, you'll have more information about that. Okay, so that's the background of that. Now, while the dragon is busy preparing for his coalition, you will ask yourself, what is God doing? What are Christians doing? And so in chapter 14, God now gives us his story. God gives us what he's doing. In chapter 14, God tells us that there's a remnant which is on Mount Zion with the Lamb. But then, when the dragon is busy preparing his coalition, right now the dragon is busy perfecting his coalition because he wants to go and persecute the remnant of the church. But because the dragon knows that he cannot win it, he has to prepare his allies first. But when the dragon is busy preparing his allies, God is also busy preparing me and you. And so in 14 verse 6, we are told what God is doing. 14 verse 6, the Bible says, "And I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred, tongue, and people." Now, the word angel in Greek is angelos, meaning messenger. Okay? And this angel, we are told, is flying in the midst of heaven. Okay? So, few things come here. That this messenger is flying very high above. The midst of heaven is mid-heaven. Like everyone can be, like it's a very high point. You know, in the ancient times, when one wanted to communicate to people, he will go to like a hill and then speaks in a loud voice so that everyone will be able to see them. And so John is using the same language, or God is trying to give us the same language, that this angel is at midst of heaven, meaning that his message can reach, the Bible says, to every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. And so while the dragon is busy preparing his coalition, God is busy preparing everyone from every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. And John doesn't tell us the content of the gospel because by now, when he's writing this, the gospel was well known. That Christ lived, Christ died. Corinthians gives a very clear description of the gospel. And so he doesn't go ahead and write the content of the gospel because it was very well known at that time. And so, brothers and sisters, what I'm trying to give you with all those many words is, as the devil is busy preparing his coalition, God is busy preparing you, preparing me. Okay? And this everlasting gospel goes to every tongue. So what's your duty? Our duty is to be partakers with God in spreading this gospel, because the word angel is messenger. We're supposed to be God's messengers, God's ambassadors, to spread this gospel to every nation, every kindred, and every tongue. So once the devil will be ready with his coalition, and God has already preached, there are 3 angels here that preaches the gospel. If you read from verse 6 up to verse 12, there are 3 angels here. So the devil is busy preparing his old union between the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. God also here, he is busy preparing his people. And so when these 2 camps will be ready, then we are told we are going to have a clash. And the clash is in Revelation 13, from verse 16 to 17, where we are told that the devil and his union are going to institute a mark, and they're going to start persecuting God's people. But the Bible tells us in chapter 14 that God's people are safe in Mount Zion. So my duty, your duty, is to stand up and spread the gospel. And I just want to tell you that Revelation is not that difficult. It's a very easy book. In fact, the Bible is self-explanatory. There are a lot of symbolism, but if you read carefully, it all makes sense. And so, as we take this duty to go out and prepare the world for a clash, and the good news is we will be safe in Mount Zion. When the devil will have prepared his coalition to come and persecute the people of God, God is also preparing his coalition. And his last desperate attempt to wipe out the people of God, we are told it's not going to work, because the people of God will be safe with Christ in Mount Zion. So you might be passing through challenges. You might be wondering, what is God doing right now? But God is speaking to you today, telling you that he is preparing you for his coming. And so take this into your heart and trust Jesus to always guide you through. Be blessed.